This is the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
I'm Jamie.
And we love
movies. And James, as we were talking about a little bit before this video started, it is the magical time of year. It's the holidays.
You know it.
And what is the gift that keeps on giving this time of year? The Mandalorian. Absolutely. So plenty for us to continue talking about there as we head into the holiday season. Also being gifted to us, James.
The gift of Wonder Woman 1984.
Woo!
It is coming out in theaters on Christmas Day, but also not only on the big screen, but also on the small screen. We're going to explain how that's happening, why that's happening, and if it's a good idea. Also on this episode, we're looking at Godmothered, the trailer. It just dropped. They did a lot of filming in the Boston region. We're going to check out some beautiful shots of the Boston skyline. Also, casting calls on this episode. But first, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like, please subscribe. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you very much. Comment down below, give us a share, show us some love. You can also listen to us on any of the major podcasting streaming services on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Wherever we are, you are. Wherever you go,
wherever you go, we go. And as we creep up behind you and look over your shoulder, and I'm just kidding.
Yeah, speaking
but we
of
love
looking
you.
over. Yeah, speaking of looking over your shoulder and creeping, we're also on social media. So where you can find us at Hub on Hollywood on Twitter and on our Instagram. So give us a like, give us a follow, and share us. Show us some love. Share and show us love.
All of those things, James, all of those things. Speaking of love, James, speaking of love and things that we are going to shower with love or that are being showered upon us that we are so excited about, Wonder Woman. Don't you want Wonder Woman to be showered down upon you?
Yes. But if my girlfriend asks, no. Yeah, but you're right. This gift, this gift that we really needed, the whole world, the whole country needed at around this time. Now, whether it's a good idea, that's yet to be seen. But Wonder Woman 1984, it's appearing on the big screen and on the small screen. Now, over the past year, fans have been wondering, is this movie ever going to make it to theaters? It's been postponed time and time and time again, from June to August, October, to finally December 25th, Christmas. Well, now the word is Warner Brothers has announced that not only is Wonder Woman 1984 releasing in theaters, but also HBO Max, which is owned by AT&T and Warner Brothers. Now, here's the question. Here's the big, million-dollar question. Is the strategy of releasing in theaters and video on demand, is that going to work? Now, Disney has tried that tactic with Mulan, releasing the film in Chinese theaters and releasing it in the U.S. on Disney Plus, and that appeared to bring in a good healthy chunk of money for Disney. But what do you think? Is this the trend? Is this the future?
It is the necessity of the moment, but it may also stick around. It may also stick around as, unfortunately, the coronavirus might stick around. It's going to be a while before we all have a vaccine and that starts to take effect. And before we can return to normal life, James, I think that it's going to be a while before we do so. I think it's going to be possibly more than a year before people are comfortable enough to go back to the way that things were. So I think that in that time, and in the time that has gone by, elapsed so far, that yes, this is the new trend. It has apparently been very lucrative. It has been a financial success for the movie houses out there. I don't know whether it's such a great thing for movie theaters as the movie houses, the movie like the Universals and all of that, and the Disneys. I do think it's here to stay, James. I do think it's going to be a while before we're back to normal, and I do think that as long as this continues to make money, that we are going to see dual releases in this way so that people have an option. You can go to the movie theater or you can't. This movie in particular, Wonder Woman, has already been delayed, has already been pushed back, and now that it's finally coming to theaters, we're seeing another huge surge in coronavirus cases. So it's really, like I said in the beginning, an absolute necessity at this point.
Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter right now, they spoke to financial services and investment firms, and they say that according to Wedbush Securities, you know that household name, Wedbush Securities, apparently to them, they don't see this film getting a massive wide release. They only see it being released to maybe several hundred theaters in the country. And at the same time, though, even if they are being released, you know, during Christmas time, we are being told that we could be expecting up to possibly 200,000, 300,000 cases a day during these winter months. And eventually, the possibility that all indoor venues, including theaters, will eventually be closed. They spoke to another financial firm that says this movie by Warner Brothers and AT&T, it shows that they are really investing and betting heavily into the future of streaming and streaming content. And so, it's going to be interesting. So I don't see the theater release being that successful, just knowing, you know, what we're going into. As you mentioned, the COVID cases were going up. Things aren't looking great.
You know, and it's a real shame because this is the kind of movie that really demands the big screen, that really, you know, that's where you get the great movie-going experiences with films like this. They are made for the big screen.
Right.
But we can't get there. We just can't get there. But at the same time, simultaneously, it's really odd, this catch-22, there is a tremendous growth in the demand for entertainment and TV shows and movies and things like that, and the only vehicle for them is where the people are, and where are the people? They are trapped at home, James.
And speaking about people trapped at home, what do you think about people? Do you think this movie, Wonder Woman 1984, coming out on HBO Max, will it be enough for people? Will it convince them to subscribe to HBO Max, or possibly do the free trial 7-day, you know, free thing? Well, do you think this is going to draw more people to that? Because again, we're still in the streaming wars, and HBO Max is trying to, you know, just like the Snyder Cut and the Justice League movie that we're going to be getting on HBO Max, they're trying to pull people in.
Man, I feel bad for the consumer, James. I feel bad because then every time you want to see one of these amazing movies, you have to do that. You have to sign up for a 7-day trial, or you have to go on this streaming service or that streaming service. And it's a lot. It's a lot to keep track of, and who's taking my money, and I just wanted to see Wonder Woman. So yeah, I think it's going to inspire a lot of people to sign up for the 7-day trial. I don't know that a lot of people are going to keep it. I think... I don't know, like we've talked about before, you're subscribed to like, what, 4 streaming services? I've got like 5, but it's like nickel and diming the consumer, and eventually you've got so many of these, you're paying just as much as you would for like a cable subscription or just the way that it was before. So they get you, James, they get you. One way or
bastards.
Another. Those bastards.
So let me ask you, are you excited about 1984, Wonder Woman 1984? Not the year. The year was great, but the movie. Are you excited? And if you are excited, and if you are going to see it, how do you plan on watching it? Are you planning to go in the movie theater, watch it on the big screen, or, you know, watch it from the comfort of your home, your couch, in your pajamas, with your own food that you don't have to sneak in? Let us know. Let us know down below. Now, one thing that you won't have to be sneaking food into or having to sneak food for... no, how about this? Scratch that one. Talking about streaming services, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And what's coming out on Disney
go.
Plus? So smooth, you didn't even notice that transition.
No.
Godmothered.
Like butter.
Godmothered is this film that's been filming, it feels like, for a long time already.
Forever.
In the Boston region. So
they began filming in December of 2019, and they were very close to the end of their production when all of this went down in March, and they were forced to shut down. They were actually the first production going on in Boston, in the Massachusetts region, that did pull the plug, and then everyone pulled the plug right after that, and they were only a week or two away from wrapping up. They were able to come back, finish in the last couple of months, and now we have a trailer. Out for Godmothered.
And we have a little better idea of what this movie is about. Basically, the quick wrap-up around this, it's about a young and unskilled fairy godmother that ventures out on her own to prove her worth by tracking down a young girl whose request for help was ignored. Eleanor, the godmother, played by Jillian Bell from Workaholics, she is she discovers that Isla Fisher, the girl, she's no longer a little girl. She's now a 40-year-old single mother working at a news station in Boston. So Eleanor, the godmother, must remind Isla Fisher's character of the importance of happiness and magic just in time for Christmas. So let's watch.
I think we all need to be reminded of the happiness and all that.
So let's watch this trailer and keep an eye out for these iconic Boston shots, okay?
All right, here we go.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
This is Eleanor, the Motherland's youngest trainee. All she wanted was to be a real fairy godmother.
Recite it with me, please.
A glittery gown turns a frown upside down.
I know.
All the other godmothers don't look too excited.
I'm gonna prove that people still need fairy godmothers.
What do fairies have to be jaded about?
I know. If they're jaded, we're all doomed.
Let's see what we can find. Siri, search Mackenzie Walsh.
Okay, here's
Mackenzie Walsh, no relation to Marty Walsh, Boston's mayor.
Maddie. There we go, some shots of Boston.
Mackenzie Walsh?
That is me.
No, it can't be you. You're
Isla Fisher,
old.
big fan of
Have you
hers.
seen yourself?
Security.
There we go.
Me again. I'm your fairy godmother.
Back off, lady.
Morning. Oh, good. You're awake too. Is this your true love?
Not anymore. Life isn't always a fairy tale.
I came all this way to help you find your heart's desire. You know what you need? A makeover.
What?
Oh,
What have you done to my eyebrows?
magic.
My house.
I know, right?
You turned my dog into a pig.
The spell got away from me.
I see what's going on. So she's granting all of her childhood
He's just here
wishes,
to help with the house.
and doesn't really work as an adult.
I see.
I know you want to help, but life isn't as simple as happily ever after.
Fine. After all, 9 out of 10 fairy tales begin with once upon a time something amazing happened while she was drinking wine in her
I think that was Copley Square.
I've been trapped in the fairy tale when the real world is full of so much more.
You see Government Center,
You're starting to
locations all around downtown.
Are you sure I can't make you a ball gown before I go? Hey, please wait. No, please don't. Oh no. What the? Nice dress. Is it new? Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Oh, I like this.
All right, so
it looks sweet, James.
all right, so the costume design's cute. It's pretty good. Director Sharon Maguire. She has also directed Bridget Jones's Diary, Bridget Jones's Baby, and again starring Isla Fisher, Jillian Bell, and June Squibb from Hubie Halloween. Hubie's mother. She's back in another movie, so she's in everything. She's the next Samuel L. Jackson.
Great. I like this. This feels very much like you know the movie Elf.
Yeah. This
It feels very much like a.
And it feels very much like Enchanted too, the Cinderella movie. Like it's like the same universe. It feels like.
Yeah, maybe this is a whole new universe we can get obsessed with.
Ooh, the godmothered cinematic universe.
Bringing the thing, new thematic universe. Bringing in the fairy tale character, and I think I like it. I dig it. I think this is something we're definitely going to watch with the kids. You know, sprinkling in a little magic when we kind of get lost in our lives. You and I were both journalists by day, so I am really looking forward to seeing. You know, the reputation of journalists. We can be pretty hardened. You know, we can be pretty sarcastic and gnarly, and you know, with the dark humor and all that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the contrast here from the fairy godmother.
Yeah.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, Godmothered, coming out Disney Plus on December 4th, just in time for Christmas. All right, so let's go right.
You sound very enthusiastic.
I know, no. I really am. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I've been waiting all year for this movie. Can't you tell?
This is one of the only movies too that has been filmed here in the last couple of years that I am not in.
Yeah, again, you, June Squibb, and Samuel L. Jackson, pretty much every movie in the past year or two. Speaking about being in movies, do you want to be in a movie? Do you want to be in a production, a project, a TV show? Well, it's a good thing you're watching us. We have several casting calls with some pretty cool positions or roles up for grabs. Let's start off with Slate Casting. We're looking for college professors for a shoe brand campaign. Currently looking for men between 30 and 50 years old. Must be a current college professor. You know that we have no short supply of colleges around here in Massachusetts. So there should be plenty of...
Because we're wicked smart.
Wicked smart. So we should have some pretty wicked smart college professors who must have a shoe size of... This may be the hard thing to find. Shoe size 9 to 9.5. So if you're a male, 30 to 50 years old, shoe size 9 to 9.5, this is your role. You must live in the Boston area. This pays $2,000 per shoot day. So you're going to send your information, your contact info,
Cha-ching,
recent
cha-ching.
photo, job description, shoe size, and if you have an agent, this is a union gig. Email this to slaterealpeoplecasting@gmail.com. slaterealpeoplecasting@gmail.com. Another Slate Casting, we're searching for people who lost their job and decided to start their own business. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a go-getter? Do you pull yourself up from your bootstraps? This may be for you. We want your name, contact information, a photo of yourself, where you're based, and your business website. This is for a project. You should send your information to slatecasting@gmail.com, slatecasting@gmail.com.
All right, that sounds fun. We've also got from Boston Casting. Boston Casting is looking for kids who speak English as a second language. Para los niños que hablan el inglés como un idioma segundo.
Sí.
Right? Okay, they're looking... Sweet. Sí. They are looking for kids 9 to 11 years old. For a project, for a video project. It's a paid opportunity. They would like a headshot, acting resume, your age, contact information, and where you are based, and send all of that to bostoncasting4@gmail.com. So that's a kid who speaks English as a second language, 9 to 11 years old. And then one more really cool opportunity that we've got coming up here, a new film Netflix production that is coming to that is shooting soon in our region. They are looking for background performers who can portray female shoppers between the ages of 30 and 65, all ethnicities. This is really cool. It says that all of the shoppers will be wearing SFX makeup, so that's like special effects makeup. So you might be an alien shopper is what I'm saying. Like, who knows what they're going to turn you into. Or they
might put Samuel L. Jackson's face on your body. So, again, he's in everything.
Exactly.
One way or the other, he's going to get in there.
So, required COVID-19 COVID tests for this will be administered by the production. You're going to submit your picture and resume to office@edipro.com. That's IDIPRO.com. And in the subject line, you should write Black Friday for that one. That sounds like it's going to be really cool. I would love to go in as a background actor and then come out as like a space alien or something like that on screen. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much say that for any role on TV. You just say, that's me. They just changed my face and get clout that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
I see.
All right.
I've been in so many things, James. You wouldn't believe it.
So many things.
you know Titanic? You know Leonardo DiCaprio? I'm the king of the world. That's me.
That's her.
They just put Leo's face over me.
Oh, so you weren't Kate Winslet. Okay, so you were Leo.
He was afraid of heights. So that's why I was the body.
Gotcha.
Never mind. Anyways, James, where can people find us if they want more of our wonderful jokes?
So you can find us all around. You can find us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at Hub on Hollywood. Also, if you're watching us, you can listen to us. We're streaming on every major podcasting streaming service, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. And as well, if you're watching us either on Facebook or YouTube, please please comment down below, join the conversation. Do you know anybody who fits the description of any of these casting calls that we've said? If you do, let them know. Send them a link. But yeah, thanks for watching.
And if they're in the Boston area, go Boston.
Go Boston.
Anyways, and so now, the grand prize of the episode, what we love to talk about the most. What is it, James?
The Mandalorian, of course. The last week's episode was by far my favorite episode, I think, so far in Season 2 and Season 1. It was just so exciting. It crossed so many barriers, literally, you know, talking about characters that we've seen from the Clone Wars and Rebels making their live-action debut. But if you have not watched the episode, just warning now, spoilers ahead, hit pause, watch The Mandalorian, come back, and then join the conversation. But in this episode, titled Eris, we find Mando and Baby Yoda. They are on this water planet, and they are trying to find, of course, more Mandalorians. And they are tricked into hopping on to this ship with this monster of a creature down below in this weird cage thing, and we quickly find out that this whole thing is a big setup, and they want Mando's armor, and they attempt to kill Baby Yoda. They must have heard of Baby Yoda's monstrosities from last week, and they wanted Baby Yoda to die. Again, eating some of Frog Lady's eggs. But no, Mando is rescued by these 3 bounty hunters that he is himself taken aback by, just because when he first meets them, first thing they do after rescuing him in a really cool action sequence, they take their masks off to not only reveal that, yes, they are Mandalorians, but from a different sect, a different group of Mandalorians. But one of the most famous faces and voices, especially, that we see is Katie Sackhoff reprising her role from the Clone Wars, from Rebels, as Bo-Katan. And that blew up the internet. Star Wars, Twitterverse went wild. And this was something that we've been talking about for a while. It was rumored that we were going to be seeing this crossover from animation to live action. And it came, it happened, and we loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, so let me just add a little bit here, James, because you might be like me where you're a Star Wars fan, but you haven't really watched all of the other supplemental things. I haven't had time to get into Clone Wars and all of that. So, you know, some people, when you say Bo-Katan, don't know what's going on. So Bo-Katan, apparently the leader of Mandalore, right? Or one of the leaders of Mandalore, and she is here with her other Mandalorians on the planet of Trask, and she is trying to get back the Darksaber.
Yes.
And the Darksaber is what we saw being wielded by Moff Gideon, right? The villain who we see again for the first time in this episode for this season. He was, you know, the big bad
played by
from the end of
Giancarlo
last
Esposito.
season. Exactly, and now we see him again giving the orders to destroy this ship later in the episode that they're on, but we haven't gotten there yet. But he is back, he is wielding the Darksaber, and whoever wields the Darksaber is the leader of Mandalore, correct?
Right.
So we learned that there, so we're getting more plot. The plot thickens. So we're getting a little bit more of the plot here. And at the very end of the episode, Bo-Katan is talking to Mando and lets him know, drops the name Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano, who we know is going to be played by Rosario Dawson, is the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. All of this from the Clone Wars is going to be coming into this universe. So if you want to know more about all of these things, now is probably a really good time to go and watch the Clone Wars and get up to date on all of that. But it's really exciting to see all of these plot points starting to be laid in and woven into the story of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. James, what were your observations?
Well, one thing I really liked about this episode, besides for the action, which was great to see, we've seen multiple Mandalorians, again, working together and battling and killing stormtroopers. But the way they did it in this episode, they hop onto this Imperial starship cruiser, and they intend to pretty much kidnap it or to overtake it, get the weapons, and hijack it. And, things kind of go awry, but the whole storming of the ship was beautiful with them basically destroying the stormtroopers that are trying to stop them. So it was really cool to see them in action. One thing I really liked about this episode is that it kind of made clear a little more about Mando's history. Now, the reason why Mando never takes off, as well as the rest of his group of Mandalorian friends never take off their helmet, is that it's a rule in Mandalore tradition not to take off their helmets ever. However, during the history of this group on this planet, there, like any other religion or group, there are sects that divide into different groups, and Mando belongs to this very religious, this technically religious cultish kind of group called the Death Watch. And he, though he's not as indoctrinated as the original members because he was found as a child, this other group, including Bo-Katan, they've separated a long time ago, and again, they want to bring all of Mandalore back together. Bo-Katan says the best way to do that is, of course, by wielding the dark saber. So I liked it gave more background and history to Mando and his beliefs, because it does show, just like any other religion or any other group, you have extremes, and Mando just happens to be a part of the group that happens to be more extreme. They believe that Mandalore should be run how it used to be previously run, that the Mandalorians are of an elite kind of status. They believe that they're better than other people, other civilizations, and so. And like how Mando mentioned in the first season, weapons are his religion. They are really into fighting. They are really into conquering. And so it's cool to see post-Empire and the development or the rediscovery of these different groups of Mandalorians. And so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no. I thought that was really cool also, and I think it's fascinating how, he doesn't really even know his own history. Because the Empire destroyed Mandalore.
He accused
and
them of not being Mandalorians because they took out their helmets. And because like what they said with Cobb Vanth from the first episode, only Mandalorians are supposed to wear the armor. And once they took off their helmets, they're like, where did you get that armor? Because Mando, again, he thinks, no, all the rules are the same, but they're not. And so that was interesting. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating how you have the different sects of Mandalorians coming together. And at the end of it, at the beginning he was kind of antagonistic towards them. He's not really sure about his own history, but at the end of it, they both have mutual respect for each other. And Bo-Katan says, I'll remember this. I'll remember you helping us and getting us through on this mission. I think it's fascinating that the Empire is stealing Mandalorian weapons, is, hoarding them for whatever nefarious outcome whatever nefarious means they have, and they're clinging on to power too. These extremists who really were into the Empire and believe everything that the Empire stands for are still clinging onto power in this power vacuum after the fall of the Empire. And then you had the extremists, the Mandalore, of the Death Watch, and it's just fascinating. I love this. I love when they bring in realistic, cultures, when you fill in the world, and they're doing really great job of world building here. And filling in these plot points. So yeah, I think it's my favorite episode of all time also. Yeah. I did not like that the monster tried to eat Baby Yoda. It's like, come on. But his little Yoda egg kind of saved him, so little Baby Yoda and his egg got eaten, and he ate the eggs, and
I did love how Mando just jumped right into it. Like, no question. Yeah. He just, Baby Yoda's ride or die, all in. And so I did love
He's
that.
He's a good daddy.
Yeah, I know Bo-Katan was asking, join our mission, help me get back the sword to bring back Mandalore. But Mando, he's a man of principle. He still has a mission to accomplish, to get Baby Yoda back to his species, to get Baby Yoda back to Jedi. And again, at the very end, that mic drop of, oh, I know a Jedi, Ahsoka Tano. I'll introduce you. So that was really cool. And can't wait for the next episode. Really excited. But let us know what you think.
Yeah, and one more thing, James. There were actually, if you are a Bostonian like we are, there were 2 Boston natives in this episode.
Yeah.
One of them was comedian Bill Burr, which kind of shocked everybody. But the other one was a professional wrestler, Sasha Banks. She has been seen on occasion on the WWE, and she was one of the Mandalorians alongside Bo-Katan. She has a really funny story, though. She says that she got recruited by Jon Favreau not through the normal means or the other things that she's been in, but because she did a YouTube series where she ate chicken wings and answered questions in an interview.
Oh, Hot Ones?
On YouTube.
Yeah, Hot Ones.
She was on Hot Ones, and Jon Favreau saw her on Hot Ones, and he really liked her, and he brought her on. He recruited her, so that's really an odd way of
that's great.
Making it into the Star Wars universe, but good for her. She's also a Boston native, so kudos to you guys. But like as you were saying, what did you guys think of the latest episode? There's more coming. The next episode's coming out at the end of this week, so there'll be plenty more to talk about. And also, James, if you will humor me for 1 second, I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a theory, okay? And I got this from my Reylo community, because we can't let go of Rey and Kylo Ren.
Terrible people.
If they are bringing back, if they are incorporating, Clone Wars and Rebels and all of these things together, does that not mean, James, that the world between worlds exists, and that is the place between worlds, and, Ezra was there, I think Ahsoka Tano was there, and you know who else is there, James? Kylo freaking Ben Solo is there. Ben Solo, I think that Leia sacrificed her life to bring Ben Solo into the world between worlds,
Jamie.
and he's waiting there for Rey to come and save him,
dead.
so that the two soulmates
dead.
can be together forever.
Let them rest.
He's only half
Let
dead.
lying dogs rest.
He's only partially dead.
He's 100% dead.
We need a little pill from Miracle Max, and that little pill from Miracle Max is the world between worlds.
Jamie, I'm
and
sending
I think
help to your home. I'm sending you help. Kylo Ren is gone.
Don't kill my
Rey.
home. Don't kill my
Rey
home.
is off on other planets, flailing her yellow lightsaber at dirt.
With a hole in her heart that will never go away, because J.J. Abrams is a cruel, cruel man, James. A cruel, cruel man.
He is a very cruel man.
Anyways, so what else are we talking about? I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, so let us know. Do you think there's any possibility to this theory? I don't think so. I don't.
I think so. Hey, Raylos! Hey, Raylos!
Comment down below.
Show me some love. Tell me there's hope. Tell me this can happen.
Yeah, Raylos, explain to me why I'm wrong. All right. Well, I thought this was a very good, jam-packed episode of The Hub on Hollywood. We got some good topics in. But yeah, please comment down below. Join the conversation. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter, at Hub on Hollywood. Listen to us. Watch us. TikTok us. We don't have TikTok, but do your thing. Dance. Do the Baby Yoda dance.
This Baby Yoda. No?
Exactly.
Okay. We'll make it catch on or something like that. But thank you for watching. I'm Jamie.
I'm James. Bye.